What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to Vlogmas Day 4. Now, I know y'all probably thought I forgot about y'all, but I didn't. I just had some technical difficulties that I had to handle, but we back and better than ever before. I should have put on my mic, but it's okay. So look, today I'm gonna be telling y'all why I haven't been posting my other guns, my Glock 19X, my P80 Glock 19, or my sexy golden black Taurus G2C. So the reason I haven't been posting them is because they are currently in police evidence lockup. That just sounds so bad to say, but that's okay. I'm gonna tell y'all how. So it was a couple months ago, right? Picture it. Me and my homeboy, we went shooting. Yeah, we went shooting. And I did a video over, the title was supposed to be my first time, no, taking a first time shooter shooting. And basically letting him pick which gun he thought was better, which one he would choose as a first time shooter and everything. And yeah, so I had everything with me that day. So I had all my guns, all the ones I just named, and my shotgun. That's all the ones I had at the time. So after that, we're leaving to go to our church, and we're going to the church. So we had to pick up another friend. So at this point, it's 3 people in the car. I'm riding passenger, and a cop is, it's at a traffic circle. So we see him at the traffic circle going around, and we're still in the neighborhood. So we ended up getting behind him, but we were like at least a mile, not a mile, half a mile behind him. So it wasn't that far, but we could tell he was slowing down for us to catch up. But of course, the speed limit was 35, so we wasn't going fast enough to catch up with him. So following that, basically he turned into an empty house lot, right, that there's no house at anymore. And he from there literally pulls in, starts turning around. Mid-turn, we pass him, still going 35, and he pulls right back out. He never stopped. So we keep going about another mile, stop at a red light, take a right turn. So now we're on the main road. Then he cuts his lights on. Boom. At this point, he did all that. We knew he was gonna cut his lights on. We were already expecting it. So he pulls us over, comes up to the car. It's 3 of us in the car, 2 dark skins and me. Paint your own picture from there. In today's time, and wearing a loud and fast scat pack, and we're all under 22. So paint your own picture with that as well. Just first thought that comes to mind, you think kids, fast car, recklessness, whatever. All right, I'm back. My allergies just decided to do its own thing for a second. So all right, so yeah, so he is 5% tint. Let me add that, 5% tint. And my friend, he had a license plate tint cover, and I see those all the time on different cars, but if it's not on a fast car, they don't trip about it. So pulls us over, we pull into an empty parking lot, and we're like, he comes to the car, can you roll down all the windows? I'm in the passenger, but my shotgun is sitting in the back seat behind me. So the officer sees that, and he's like, okay, weapon in the car. I don't know if he called for backup or backup just, no. The other cop just said he came to assist because he saw him pull him over, so he came to assist. Another young cop. So for this, the initial officer that pulled us over, we're gonna call him Officer Ray. Just, yeah, Officer Ray. Don't know why, but that's his name today. So Officer Ray is shining his light on the shotgun, broad daylight, And then the second officer come up. So he's standing behind me at the window looking at it. So I'm like, hey, officer, you can grab it and do what you got to do with it. It's unloaded. And I tell Officer Ray, we just left the range. I do YouTube. I can show you the videos. So yeah. So he was like, so is it warm still? I'm like, it may be. We just left the range. He was like, well, that sounds a little suspicious. Mind you, Officer Ray had an attitude. So after that, he said, okay, gets my friend's license and registration, grab my license, give it to him. And so he's like, comes back, is there any more weapons in the car? Yes, sir. I have my bag in the back seat. It has 2 pistols in it, both are unloaded. And I have my Glock 19X in my door. Mind you, he's standing on the driver's side. There's 2 bodies between him. He cannot see my door. So, can you grab it? No, I'm not grabbing it. Anyway, so he comes around to my passenger side. At this point, more cops are pulling up, and there's like 8, probably 5 to 8 cops. So, he opens my door, and I say, it's right here, sir. My hands are on the dashboard, and he grabs it, checks the seat, makes sure it's clear and everything, and puts it back in the door. Then he grabs my wrist off of the dashboard and starts like forcefully pulling me out the car. So I look at him, and I had to catch myself because I gave him like a face. I'm like, yo. But I said, do you want me out of the car? He was like, yes. So then he started forcing my hand behind my back. And I'm not a small fella. My joints just don't bend and move like they want. Like, what? So I'm like, ow, like, do you want me to put my hands behind my back? So I was like, why? I was like, why are you putting me in cuffs? He was like, well, you just created a misdemeanor because you didn't tell me it was in the car. I was like, sir, I just told you it was right there. That's how you knew to come over here. So anyway, he had me sit on his hood. Then he had everybody else get out of the car. So he put my 2 friends in the back seat of 2 cars, and I'm sitting on his hood. And then, no, before he put them in the back seat, he starts going through the car. So I told my friend, I was like, hey, did you consent to a search of your car? And the officer was like, you don't have to. I can do it anyway because your friend just created a misdemeanor. So unless you want your buddy to go to jail, I'm searching his car. So saying it like that means you never had consent. But that's just my thought. I don't know the laws on that, all of that, and the technicalities. So yeah, so all the officers searched the car, pull out all my guns, and I had my P80 Ghost Glock. So Officer Ray grabs it and like, oh, we have a Ghost Glock here, like a taunt. Like, bro. So I was like, sir, that's legal in North Carolina. And at this point, the cuffs are on me and his hood is hot, so I scoot over. But I'm like, can you loosen up these cuffs for me? He was like, no, it'll just be a minute. Like, they're digging into my skin, like it hurts. So I asked a detective that was there, I was like, sir, can you loosen up these cuffs? And he loosened up for me. And Officer Ray just gave me a look like, sir, I'm sorry, whatever. So they run all my guns, everything comes back legal, as I knew they would. And from there, it took about an hour probably for everything, if even that long. So I'm talking to the other cops. The other cops are really cool. Honestly, I know a lot of people that like don't like the police, but that was probably the first time I ever ran into like a rude cop or anything in my life. And not saying I've had a lot of interaction with cops, but every time I have, that's the only rude one that I have ever ran into. But like I was saying, so they run everything come back legal, and the rest of the cops are all telling me like, hey, honestly, cause I was like, how come this and that? Because he said he stopped us for a windshield tint, but if you were behind us, how can you see our windshield? But the ticket he gave the driver said license plate tint. So then he tried the bag that I had in the back seat. Basically, he gave us all tickets. He gave me a ticket for concealing a handgun. And he took them all for evidence. And not only did he take the guns, but he took all of my magazines, like 10 magazines, 3 extended magazines, and those are all full of bullets. So I'm gonna lose all those bullets because they don't give you your bullets back. So then But yeah, all the rest of the officers were like, we would have just gave you a warning, you know, because it wasn't technically concealed and you told them. It's all, what I learned is it's all officer preference when it comes to that situation, is what they told me. So it's like, it just depends on the officer and I guess how they're feeling that day or how they handle things. So from there, they let us all go. The guns, my 2 guns that were in the back seat, in the bag, they tried to say that, they tried to put it on my friend that was in the back seat. So I had to tell Officer Ray, I said, no sir, I told you those are my guns. So he redid the ticket and put it back under me. So my friend in the back seat didn't get a ticket. So then, yeah, so they wrote me a ticket for concealed carry. Now, during this whole process, I have already took my concealed carry class and everything, paid for my certificate. I just had not been down to the sheriff's office to get it filed and get the actual license. So I had half of the process complete already. So I tell them that, and long story short, so after all of that happened, they took all the guns. Officer Ray took all the guns except for the shotgun, being that it was the only one that was out and visible. It's kind of hard to hide a shotgun. He gave that one back. And even when he gave it back, he had attitude. He was like, can I put it in the back seat? I said, yeah, that's fine. And I did give him a look, because at that point I was irritated. So he was like, well, I'm going to just put it in the trunk. Okay, fine. Do what you do, sir. So, yeah, all the other cops said they would have gave me a warning, but it happens, I guess. So, yeah, they gave me a ticket for concealed carry. So I went down to the sheriff's office, because the detective told me, he said, you already got half the process done. Just go pay for the license. They'll run your background check and everything, and 4 to 6 weeks you'll have the license. Just show that to he told me to show it to the DA, and they'll throw out the case, but the DA told me I had to show it to the judge, and that's exactly what happened. A few months later, because they postponed my court date another month, so it was set out for 3 months, and then, or 2 months, 2 or 3 months already, and then they postponed it another month and a half basically. So I had to wait still, and that's why I haven't been posting my guns lately. The Glock 19S, that's why I haven't seen that, or the Taurus, or the P80 Glock 19, because I'm still waiting. So I did take it to court. I did go to court as the detective told me to, and the DA showed the district attorney in court my concealed carry, because I pled guilty, and they dismissed the case, thankfully. And from there, I had to go down to the sheriff, or to the police department, and talk to them. So they spoke to Officer Ray, who had to submit a form for the judge to sign off on, so that they can return my guns as evidence and my magazines and everything. And from there, that takes up to 90 days. So we're still in that 90-day range right now. So I still haven't got them back as of now, but you know, it's a process. So, you know, at first, you know, I was thinking maybe I'd get them back that day, because nobody really knew that process. Everybody I asked, but that's what the officer told me, because the officer calls you directly when that happens. So he told me that, and that's where we are now. So we're waiting that 90 days. It's already been a few days, or really a few weeks. So it should be any day now. And when that comes, you know I got the update with y'all. So yeah, man, that's why I do not have my guns right now, and why I have not been posting it. And kind of why, if you really watch my channel, you see it kind of died out for a little bit, because I just didn't know what to post or the content to post. So then even that, it's like I tried to post the car stuff, but it just wasn't hitting like the gun stuff, because, you know, y'all subscribe to see gun content, not car content. You know, it's cool for some of y'all, but not everybody like that. So yeah, but overall, that's why I don't have my guns. Thank y'all for tuning in for that story time for Vlogmas Day 4, and catch the next video for Vlogmas Day 5.